I began my search for the hidden Jesus in Vrindavana, one of India's holiest cities, and the center of worship for the ancient Hindu god Krishna. It's the month of Kartik, one of the most auspicious times of the Hindu year, when millions of pilgrims come here to worship Krishna. In ancient Hinduism, Krishna is seen as the supreme god who descends to earth to fight evil. The stories concerning his life go back 800 years before the birth of Jesus. I am here to explore the similarities between Jesus Christ and Krishna, and in particular, their birth stories. Srivatsa Goswami is a Brahmin priest who can trace his lineage back to the founders of this holy city more than 600 years ago.
I tell you a story. The story of a wondrous birth, where the child is born in the humblest settings the Mother Earth can provide.
Every year, just like our nativity plays about the birth of Jesus, Hindus perform Ras Leelas, or religious passion plays about the birth of Krishna.
In the story, there is an evil king who tries to prevent the coming of the child.
In a prophecy, the evil king is told that a child will grow up to kill him. So he goes on a killing spree, murdering babies. It was beginning to sound familiar.
In the story, the stars portends the birth. The crucial hour is the middle of the night.
There is also an immaculate conception, and the birth is heralded by angels. While the evil king's guards sleep, the father is told to flee with his family. They have to cross a river, but the waters are miraculously parted.
You might wonder, whose birth story is this? This is the story of the child Krishna.
Not Jesus, Krishna.
But it could well be the story of Jesus. The tyrant could be Herod, and then the details go on, you know. And as Jesus is heralded by John the Baptist, so Krishna is heralded by his elder brother Balaram. In the same story, you know.
I mean,
Same story.
I mean, this is absolutely amazing stuff, because most Christians, when they see the Nativity every Christmas, December, they think this is unique. When I was a child at Sunday school, I was taught very little about other religions. Instead, I was told repeatedly that the Christian story of Jesus was totally unique, and that there was only one way to salvation through him. Anything else was entertaining evil. Who's in this shrine here?
It is also Lord Krishna when he become young.
So that's Radha. Krishna as a young person with his love.
Radha.
Oh, right. To celebrate Krishna's birthday, just like we do at Christmas, Hindus also build nativity cribs. When I see images of the baby Jesus, often at Christmas, both of the cultures have scenes or images of their deity as a baby. So in Christianity you have Jesus in the crib, and here you have Krishna in a swing with his mother pulling the swing. The more I looked at it, the more similarities I found between Krishna and Jesus. You have a flute? And the more I realized that Jesus' story may not be unique. Ah, that's it, that's Krishna. Have you sold them always to Hindus, or have Christians bought them? Have Muslims bought them?
Hindus buy them, Muslims buy them.
What about Jesus? Does he think Jesus is the same as Krishna?
Yes, they are the same. He is also an incarnation of God.
Christians go on pilgrimages to places connected with the life story of Jesus, Hindus are encouraged to visit the holy sites connected with Lord Krishna and his many miracles. One of the holiest is Radhakund, where Hindus come to take ritual baths. I caught up with a group of Hare Krishna devotees, led by Dibandhu Das. There are lots of similarities between the life of Jesus and the life of Krishna. Did you think they were similar in other ways?
In part of India, the dialect, they say Krishna, Krista. And we know the Greek is Christos. So they're coming from the same root, actually.
So not only are the birth stories of Krishna and Jesus very similar, in at least one Indian dialect, it seems that even their names sound the same.
As Krishna says, every living being is my son, so in one sense we're all sons of God. Jesus was an obedient son, so therefore he's called the only son of God, because we're here because we're sinful.
Yeah.
So, and there's no question of sin for Jesus. He was pure from his birth. Krishna loves us more than we can ever know, so he tries in different ways by sending different messengers, different gurus, anyway, anyhow. He comes himself in various incarnations, just in so many different ways according to time and culture. He tries to bring us back.
I was taught that throughout the Gospels, Jesus told his disciples to forsake all and follow me. Now I find it's just the same with the followers of Krishna. They also believe that by chanting Krishna's name over and over again, they will get closer to him. When I recite Christianity's most famous prayer that Jesus taught his disciples, the Lord's Prayer, the very second line is, "Hallowed be thy name." It's almost exactly the same idea. As a Christian, I've been surprised at the many similarities I've found between Krishna and Jesus. But most Christian fundamentalists still refuse to accept that they can learn anything from or have anything in common with any other religion. I, like many Christians in the West, went to Sunday school, went to church, and was frankly taught to be intolerant towards other religions. And when we were taught about Hinduism and the many gods, we were actually taught to see these gods as idols. And Krishna, rather than being a manifestation of the divine, was an idol.
A 4th century poet, talking to God, whoever the God is, the guru or the God, he says, there are innumerable ways to reach you. As all the rivers, straight or crooked, meet the ocean, so, O my Lord, all these various ways somehow take us there. So if you have that spiritual humility to not denounce the other roads out of existence, other ways of out of existence, and cling to your own road, you will reach there.
If we could learn to find unity in these common spiritual values, things that aren't unique to Jesus, then it would make things like Christian fundamentalism, Islamic fundamentalism, even Hindu fundamentalism that attempts to separate people, it would make it even more of a nonsense than it actually is.
One of the opening prayers of Rig Veda, it says, Ano bhadraha kritavo yantu vishwataha. Let noble ideas and thoughts come to me from all over the world. Unless we keep our doors open, the humanity is going to be poorer and poorer. Yeah. But the factors which are responsible for that are political and economic factors.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we don't have the logic of love as a driving force behind politics and economy, the future of religion is very bleak, very bleak.
At a key moment in the Gospel of John, Jesus tells his disciples, "Other sheep have I which are not of this fold." I believe he was telling them and us that there are other ways to God just as valid as Christianity. And from what I've seen here in India, there are lots of points of connection between Hinduism and Christianity, between Jesus and Krishna. And Hindus have no problem understanding Jesus and accepting his teachings. My last night in Vrindavan was the culmination of the Hindu holiday of Diwali, or the Festival of Light. Traditionally, everyone lights lamps or candles to signify the victory of light over darkness, good over evil. Hindus believe that there is something inside all of us which is pure, infinite, and eternal. So just as Christians celebrate the birth of Jesus at Christmas, Hindus have Diwali, a celebration of this inner light, the knowing of which will banish all darkness, all ignorance. But what worries me is that many Christians still have a big problem with Hinduism and think that worshipping Krishna is plain wrong. For me, this is not the right attitude. The real Jesus didn't just want people to become Christians, but for everyone to experience the kingdom of God by whatever means is best for them. In the next part, I will investigate another major religious teacher whose religion has spread all over Asia. Not only does his life story have uncanny similarities to that of Jesus, but his teachings are very similar too.